That's exactly why I don't like when black people from other countries and other cultures come to America. Cause y'all always trying to speak on some American black urban shit when you ain't even from that, man. Like, let's be real. I'm talking to this cat named Marlin. Yeah.
You have the collective power to dismantle this entire thing. Right now, you have that power. The only person standing in your way is yourself. And I'm like I said, I'm here to give you I wouldn't call it a wake-up call, just an option. Even if it is for the sake of maintaining what you consider normalcy. Even if that's the only reason you do this, do it. You have the population power, you have the voice, and you have the ability to shut this entire thing down the same way. You can find the gumption, the urge, and the energy to gangbang.
I gotta speak up on it, because basically he just trying to send my little dogs off. Basically you telling the little homies in the city to stop gang banging and redirect it to the migrants. Got them running with the pistols while you saying you ain't no different from these other people, man. When it's all said and done, let's find out some solutions for our economical power.
For this time being, you put aside whatever beef you got with your brother, put aside whatever beef you got with the person down the street, and for the furtherance of the black community, you bond together. You let them know that we thought we elected you to protect us, not someone else. And if you're not going to do it, we're going to do it.
Because it shouldn't even matter who over here. They been letting people over here. You ain't said nothing about the Arabs and the Indians that been over here. You know what I'm saying? You steady talking all this nonsense. Basically, it don't even make no sense. Because you over here. Everybody want to be over here, man. So you mad because somebody else want to get to the land of opportunity, man? Ain't nothing stopping nobody else from getting their money. Ain't nothing stopping nobody else from getting their housing. People need to start working harder. You know what I'm saying? But you got cats like you that run around trying to speak on our culture when you ain't even from that, bro. You cannot relate to an African-American male. You understand what I'm saying? You somewhere in Canada somewhere, bro. Like, let's be real, bro. And it ain't got nothing to do with no disrespect. I'm just keeping it 100. I see you reading your notes. I ain't got no notes. I'm just going off of what the hell I just saw, and I didn't like it. Because you basically trying to say, oh, the white folks said that we gonna have to deal with the immigrants. No, we not. Because when it's all said and done, they gonna keep on changing the direction of the world, man. You done seen it yourself. How long you been here? They got a plan, no doubt, but don't try to implement us in our plan to try to be the poster boy to kill the immigrants. You want to crash out, want us to crash out. Get your people to crash out. That shit don't make no sense. You know better. That ain't right. And I'm gonna be the one to say it. Y'all gotta get y'all criteria a little better. Cause it ain't all right what y'all be saying. And sometimes I get to the point that I feel like y'all just really clout chasing events. For real. Every event that happened, y'all got something to say about it. Y'all opinionated on it, but y'all ain't coming with no solutions. Cause he ain't about to go to Chicago and tell them little brothers that, y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that. They gonna smack him on top of his head. He know that. I know y'all probably ain't gonna like this, but I don't care, bro. You know I'm not the person to be like. I don't care about being like. But I do care about speaking the truth. He can't keep on trying to switch narratives up and try to throw our little partners in the cross. That's not about to happen. Not on my watch, and hopefully not on your watch. 100.
There are things that happen for a reason. And then there are things that happen beyond comprehension. And sometimes they happen simultaneously. Too Strong has that name for a reason, right? We are very different, Corey and I, in our approach to things, topics, and we come from a very diverse background. He comes from one, I come from another, and when we blend it, it's the perfect mix. Why does it work? It works because we understand what the other one doesn't. And it works because we're adults to where we can converse and understand what the other one is saying. The problem with society is that many lack comprehension. We ask people all the time to listen to what we got to say, weigh it against the facts, the known and the unknown, and come up with a, viewpoint that's different than what we got. What we've encountered, though, is there is a large majority of people that have zero ability to dissect information while listening to it, bring their viewpoint to the table, and try and decipher what applies to them and what doesn't apply to them. And we recently had that scenario happen. And so we just kind of want to touch on something real quick, just for the education of others that may see our posts on YouTube. So I want to get two things out the way first. Anyone that has ever come to our channel understand that there's one very important thing you cannot do, and that's cause division in Too Strong. It's too strong for that. We just don't roll like that. You can try. I mean, and lots have tried, and every last one of them have failed. Why? Because Corey and I understand one very basic thing. To be partners, you don't have to always agree. And in fact, sometimes the disagreement makes you stronger because you can see two sides to a story. It gives you a nice rounded picture. You see, it keeps you from also living in an echo chamber. But what it also doesn't do, which is part two, is keep you ignorant to actual facts. Because of the blowback you get from bringing your point of view to someone, you can actually more precisely pinpoint a problem. No one's going to be blowing smoke up your ear. You actually get to be told the truth. Some people cannot handle truth. And because they cannot handle truth, they resort to various things to try and get out of reality, whether that be drugs or trying avoiding the main issue in their own life and creating for themselves an excuse for why they behave the way they behave and for the state of affairs and the people that they support. Take, for instance, Chicago. When we tell you that there is a problem in Chicago with both high emotions, violence, and the propensity for violence, and putting people in power who are not having your best interest at heart, we're called fools. But then we'll get a response that proves exactly what we're saying, both in the ignorant department and in the brainwashed department. You see, they will tell you you can't do that, or you don't have a voice to speak on this particular thing because you don't live that life. Oddly enough, they're the same people that will speak on white people's issues when having never lived that life. They will speak on everybody else's issues, like an immigrant's issues, having never lived that life. They will tell you what you don't know, and you don't know this, when they themselves don't know what you know. Know why? Because they never ask. Back to that rounded picture thing. And when we tell you that it's a violent nature in places like Chicago, your response is to say, you can't say that kind of stuff in Chicago. Why? Because you're going to get your head busted open. Well, I just told you that Chicago is very violent and you just prove it to me. Then I'm not that wrong, am I? In fact, we are quite right in our assertion because we've actually observed things from one perspective on Corey's and one perspective on mine. You see, the problem is that when we do come with informational things to people, they want us to come with such an open mind that our brains fall out. Well, unfortunately, we can't do that. We have a very grounded viewpoint of the world in general. And then we have a past that we have also seen and lived. And we bring all of that to the table under the plumb line of truth. Now, if you can't handle that, that's not our problem. And it's not our concern either. We're just here to present it. And whether you think we should or shouldn't talk on a topic, guess what? We're men and we have the right to do exactly what we want to do. And there's also a certain thing in America called the First Amendment. So it gives us the right to speak on anything we damn well please. And that's the best part of all of it, is that we do not seek men's approval or permission to speak our mind. I know there are some men out there, and I don't even know that the term man would apply, but there are some people out there that look for their rights and their okays from man to tell them what they can and can't do. That's not us. God gave us that right, and no man can take it from us. So for anyone else that feels the need to try and correct too strong, here's some advice of how to do it. We're not saying you can't. Here's how you could. Listen to exactly what we say. Don't paraphrase and don't lie. That's the first very thing. And if you think you disagree, bring concrete evidence that's opposite to what we've said that will disprove us. If you can't do any of those two things, you have not a single leg to stand on. I'm going to just call you a pirate because you got one wooden leg and one bad leg. We are okay with saying we were wrong on a position. No problem with that. None. And you've probably seen us do that live before. But what we ain't going to do is we're not going to listen to people who have never done one single iota of research on any topic in any forum whatsoever. 2, cannot speak a lick of English properly to get their point across. And 3, cannot seem to keep themselves straight in their own world trying to tell us what to do. I said before, we're men, and we don't listen to other men about what to do. We can do all what we want to do on our own without permission. So in the future, anyone feeling the need to, how would you say it in the street slang, coming sideways, that's too strong. Remember this, because there are 2 of us, you always got one waiting in the bush for you. So tread lightly.